What's up guys, my name is Devin Sumner and welcome to Some Investing, where the goal of this channel is to make investing terms incredibly simple for the beginner to average investor. Today we're talking about probably the most important investing term anyone should ever learn, and it is the foundation for the entire reason anyone invests in anything ever. We are talking about ROI, or better known as return on investment. Now, the main thing I want you to take away from this video today is simply ROI is what are you getting in return for what you put in. Now, if I gave you $20 and you gave me back $20, does that do us any good? No, it doesn't. Now, if I gave you $20 and you gave me back $30, now we're on to something. For today's example, we're specifically talking about ROI in the real estate investing world, more specifically your ROI on owning a rental property for the course of a year. Now let's say we found a $300,000 house that we put a 20% down payment on. So if you have $300,000, 20% of that is $60,000. Let's say for simple math for our sanity, that is lender fees, your closing costs, everything, rehab, everything, all in $60,000. Now let's say that every single month that rental property brings in $2,000 in rental income. Now, over the course of a year or 12 months, you would take that $2,000 a month, multiply that by 12 months of the year. For the year, you would get $24,000 in rental income. Now, of course, we would all love to take that $24,000 at the end of the year, scoop it up, dump it in our bank account, and go on a sweet vacation. Now, unfortunately, we can't do that because we have things called expenses. These are essentially the bills that you pay every single month to own the investment property. For simple math, let's say all of the expenses total $1,000 a month. So if we're trying to find the expenses for the year, we would take that initial $1,000 out of pocket for paying all the bills every single month, multiply that by 12 months of the year, and at the end of the year, we would have paid $12,000 in expenses. Now the next step, now that we have our income for the year and our expenses for the year, what we want to do is find our cash flow number, or simply what is left over after we've paid all of the bills. To do this, we're going to take that initial $24,000 in rent that property brought in for the year. We're going to subtract the expenses of $12,000 for the year from that initial amount. Whenever you do that equation, you get a $12,000 spread, or essentially what is left over after you've paid the bills, better yet known as cash flow. Now we're not done yet. What we want to do is take that number we just found, our cash flow amount, and we're going to divide that $12,000 in cash flow by our total initial investment of, remember from the beginning of the video, $60,000 that we had invested in the deal. Now, when you take $12,000 and you divide that by $60,000, you're going to get 0.2. Now, some of you would look at that and go, Dev, that is a really bad investment, dude. You should probably look elsewhere. But we're forgetting an integral step. Remember, to find a percentage, which is how you measure your ROI, you have to multiply that number, that 0.2, by 100. Whenever you do that, you get a 20% ROI. Now that we have that number, what the heck do we do with it? How do we know if it's good or if it's bad, or if this investment specifically is worth pursuing? Use this simple scale. Any investment that brings in a 10 to 12% ROI is a good ROI. 12 to 15% is great. 15 to 20+%, that is an amazing ROI. If you're getting 20% on any of your investments, please DM me immediately and tell me exactly what you're doing so I can copy you. One thing to note, the ROI that we found today is actually a fancy word. It is called your cash on cash return. You want to impress your friends, throw out that word and they'll be like, dude, when are we partnering up for our next investment? All right, guys, hopefully you walk away with a little bit of a better understanding for ROI and how to find your specific cash on cash return when dealing with real estate investment properties. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me directly or drop them down in the comments section below. Looking forward to the next one. See you there.